I want to show everybody how to maintain high mileage when you're doing crazy, busy business trips like I do. Okay, I've just touched down in Orlando for a business trip, and it's only 3 p.m. Nothing going on today. Just got to go to dinner later. It's gonna be a long trip, so we're starting in Orlando for like 4 or 5 days, going to Mexico for 2 or 3 days. It's gonna be an overall 8-day trip, and I want to show everybody how to maintain high mileage when you're doing crazy, busy business trips like I do. Because I will be working for like 10 hours, 11 hours a day, depending on the day. Maybe less, obviously. It's not, every day is not going to be so crazy, but I will be working full days or longer than full days. But I always maintain high mileage. But right now, like, my knee is kind of like killing me from the longest run of my life last weekend. Technically, it's still Sunday. I left Sunday in Japan, but it's still Sunday. I left Japan at 10 a.m. and I got here at 1 p.m. It's Sunday time, but when I go back, I lose a day. So it's going to be an 8-day trip. Yeah, I wanted to go on a run right now, but my knee's kind of killing me, and I never do this, but I think I would have taken a nap. I never take a nap. It definitely will not help with jet lag, but it's going to be brief, and I'm just that tired. I don't think I've ever taken a nap the first day of a business trip like this. It's a perfect opportunity to not run a lot today and give my knee joint a little bit more time to recover. Technically, tomorrow's the beginning of the week. Yeah, Florida. I mean, these hotels are so bare bones now. There's not even a toothbrush. I brought my own toothbrush, but it's like a travel toothbrush. I would have preferred using a full-size toothbrush in the hotel. Why is there nothing in these rooms? These rooms just have less and less features after a while. All right, we are out here. America's not a very walkable city. Coming from the Tokyo lifestyle, that's one of the things that bothers me the most about coming back. Usually we get rent-a-cars, but it's kind of annoying, like driving place to place in a city you don't know. You have to navigate everywhere. But anyways, this time we don't have a rent-a-car, but luckily, we're close by a lot of stuff. There's like restaurants and, I don't know, shopping outlets behind me, but better than anything is there is a Target, a 12-minute walk away from the hotel. So anyways, I'm using this vlog as a shield. Like, people, you know how girls will like kind of phone their friends while they're alone at night so they don't get mugged. It's one thing you take for granted about living in Japan is just exactly how safe it is. You can walk around for hours at like 2 a.m. Nobody's gonna, well, not nobody, but you know, especially if you're a guy, you're not likely to get approached. But in America, not so much. We're in like the resort district, so these hotels, there's a cluster of hotels and stores, all pretty much catered to people that are going to like Universal Studios or Disney World. So there shouldn't be a lot of hoodlums out. Should be just a lot of families. But on the other end of that stick, families with money going to Disney World seems like an easy mark for a mugging. I'm just paranoid though, in reality, because, you know, I grew up in America for 23 years. I never had an incident, but I'm from the West Coast in a very not populated state. So Florida, Orlando specifically might be a different beast, but I think I'm safe. I don't think I actually have to hold this camera up to my face. This is it. This is the energy drink. It's Ghost, and I think there's also like Sour Patch energy drinks that are like really good flavors, in my opinion. And they all have zero calories, basically. In terms of caffeine, I don't really drink energy drinks for the caffeine. It's just kind of like a plus side of drinking them. I'd actually prefer if it was less rather than more caffeine. But I think there's probably like 240 milligrams in here. Oh, 200 milligrams. So quite a bit. I'd rather have like 120 or something. But the flavor, that's what I'm all about. That goddamn turkey? What the hell? At the bedhead today. It's already 15 a.m. So I'm only gonna be able to do like 8 or 9K today max. One of the easiest reasons to get running on these business trips is jet lag. So usually I wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. my first day. But for better or for worse, I slept so good last night. I had to force myself to wake up at 6:30 just to go on this run. It takes me like way too long to get woke up in the morning, ready to run. But yeah, so today's gonna be a shorter run. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm sure that I'll end up being drowsy and tired tonight and go to bed early so I can wake up early. But I'm looking at like these roads. It's not looking great. Like, what is this? I'll just jaywalk, I guess. So these roads are not looking great. We're surrounded by outlet malls and complexes for people that are gonna be visiting like Universal Studios or Disneyland. It's gonna be kind of hard to figure out routes. Usually in a new place, I like to just do out and back routes. It's really easy to like gauge your distance, but that's not gonna be the case here. And I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of lights. Anyways, it'll be a shorter run because I got work today, so. But let's see what we can do this week. Let's shoot for 80K this week. It might be difficult. That means we're gonna need like a long run somewhere. So it's gonna be very hot here all week in Orlando. But the morning, it's about 20 degrees right now. So not too bad at all. I'll try to do the majority of my runs in the morning because the sunset's pretty late, like 8 p.m. And I'm with colleagues. By then I'll already have some beer, you know. I'm not gonna run probably at night. Holy shit. $8.88 for regular gas? I'm disconnected living in Tokyo. I don't really pay attention. And look at this. Tacos here? Say less. We need these gas stations in Japan for sure. I want tacos. Another morning, Tuesday here. I might have to switch my running to the afternoon. Or I mean, evening, I guess. It's sundown after 8 p.m., so there's plenty of time. But I don't know how long these convention days are gonna last. I'm just sleeping too well in the morning. I mean, usually it's not the case. Usually I get up at like 4 a.m. wide awake. But these days I'm just waking up by my alarm and even snoozing it and going back to sleep. Anyways, I'm exploring a little bit. For all you sorry Apple users like me, you gotta get work outdoors. First of all, it'll turn your Apple Watch into effectively a Garmin or another actual running watch. You can customize workouts, get all the metrics you desire, you know, use shortcuts on your Apple Watch to, for example, the crown and the lock button. You can use shortcuts and gestures to do commands like next interval or end workout without having to use your touchscreen. But more than anything, you get a live map feed. And actually the map function is way better than Garmin. There's no delay. It's smooth, but it's really perfect for times like this when you don't want to bring your phone, but you want to explore a new location. And the best thing about it, it's not a subscription. It's a one-time payment. I don't know if the price has increased, but when I got it like 4 years ago, I paid like $7. And then every once in a while, when you use it, this little like tip jar thing will pop up. You can exit out if you don't want to tip, or you can tip. I definitely tip here and there. It's like, I think value-wise, if you want to keep your watch in the Apple ecosystem, but have a nice watch, a running watch, this app is obviously essential. So value-wise, I'd say it's like $100 at least. One thing I love about being back in America, doesn't matter if it's Florida, Washington, Ohio, Texas. I've been to a lot of these places on business trips, but runners will like acknowledge you as a fellow runner. It's funny, Americans don't bow, but these runners, you'll pass them, they'll give you a head nod. Obviously Japanese people are really nice, but Americans are like really friendly, like super outgoing nice, like greeting you despite not knowing you, just being like super social. Yeah, while I'm running I like that because we don't talk, we just wave. Sometimes in stores and stuff, having to do all that small talk, that can be kind of exhausting, but it's nice to change the pace, you know, a couple of weeks out of the year at least. Okay, a little bit of a unexpected road bump when it comes to running on a business trip is the whole digestion issue. I woke up earlier today, so I will run longer, but the issue is there's no public toilets in most of these countries. Japan is so good with public toilets. They're everywhere, but it's not like I would usually need them, especially on easy hour to hour and 15-minute runs. It's just that I got too used to the Japanese diet, so I'm eating pretty much like meat and rice half the time. But last night we had Buffalo Wild Wings. Before that we had tacos, Mexican burgers. It's like clockwork. Every single one of these runs I'll get like 6K in, and it's like a borderline emergency. Thankfully, just back there, just happenstance, there was a gas station, and most gas stations have public toilets. They're like the worst quality. You wouldn't ever normally want to use them, but that one was not terrible for American standards. It did the job. Yeah, there's all these things that you don't think about, but these issues come up. And it's not just America. America's probably better than most countries. But France, Spain, Italy, Germany, God, there's just no public toilets. Anything can happen to a runner on a long run, right? These videos aren't being seen by a lot of people, so I doubt that any European runner is gonna look at this. But if you are a European runner, tell me how you function. Now, keep in mind, I've only been to a few cities like Paris, Marseille, Aix-en-Provence, Cologne, Munich. So, mostly major cities, but yeah, just not a lot of public toilets from what I've seen. Here's how I make my international business trips work for my running schedule, and I think you could too. You may be going from country to country with full schedules every day, but you're jet lagged, you're up anyways, you might as well get up, go for a run, contribute to your fatigue for the day. By nighttime, you'll be even more sleepy. Another thing, if you're in a social line of work like I am, you'll probably end up drinking more than usual, basically. Not to mention you're probably eating more than usual, all the more reason to kind of burn calories. Another thing is, at least if you want to run after your day of work, this will just help you sleep out. Decent view. Big bed. No fridge, as always.